Welcome to the Lifetime Assembly channel. My name is Isaac, and today I'm going to help you assemble your 10-foot by 8-foot dual entry outdoor storage shed. Before we get started, make sure the model number of your shed is listed in the description below. This video will follow the steps outlined in the assembly manual that comes with your shed. So if you've already begun and need help on a specific step, check the description below for a timestamp associated with each step. There are steps in this assembly that require 2 people, so make sure you have at least one other adult available to help. Before we get into the assembly process, let's take a look at the tools you'll need to complete the job. You may want to pause the video now so you can gather the supplies shown on the screen.
Also, you may see us use an impact driver. If you decide to use one as well, be careful not to over-torque or over-tighten the hardware.
You will also need additional tools to prepare a foundation for your shed, so refer to your manual to see what other resources you will need. All Lifetime sheds are required to be built on a foundation. We recommend you build that out of concrete, but you can also use lumber. This video is meant to be a companion to the assembly manual and not a direct replacement. So for the best results, have the assembly manual on hand as you complete the build. It is also crucial that you refer to the assembly manual to review the safety instructions of this build to prevent serious injury or property damage. All right, let's get started. This section goes over the requirements for the foundation of your shed. This video will focus on the assembly of the shed and not of the foundation. So refer to your manual in section 1 to see how to properly build a foundation for your shed. If you have any questions regarding the foundation, please feel free to reach out to our customer service team at the number below. This shed has 2 different gutter channels, one with a notch and one without. For this step, you'll need one of each. Line up the holes at the ends of the gutter channel with the holes in the connector piece and secure the hardware. When adding the hardware, keep in mind that one of the bolts is shorter than the rest. You'll use the shorter bolt later in the assembly.
Be careful not to over-tighten this hardware.
Line the holes at the ends of the truss base with the holes in the center of the gutter channels and secure the hardware, making sure that the head of the bolt is on the inside of the gutter channel. To make tightening this hardware easier, I like to use a Phillips head bit and a pair of vice grips. Insert the truss rod going through the connector and truss brace, then secure the nut on each end. Only tighten until the truss rod doesn't wiggle. Repeat these steps for a second truss assembly, making sure that one of the gutter channels has a notch. Take a long gutter channel without a notch, and then a short gutter channel that has a square hole in it. Line up the holes at the ends with the holes in the connector piece and secure the hardware. Line up the holes at one end of the truss brace with the holes in the center of the long gutter channel and secure the hardware, making sure that the head of the bolt is on the inside of the gutter channel. Place a vertical truss brace to this location here on the short gutter channel, oriented like this. Line up the holes and secure the hardware. Line up the holes at the end of the horizontal truss brace with the holes in the center of the short gutter channel and secure the hardware. Line the holes in the center of the horizontal truss brace with the other end of the vertical truss brace secured with that short screw that we mentioned at the beginning. Insert the truss rod going through the connector and truss brace and secure with a nut on each end. Add the L bracket to this hole on the horizontal truss brace, going through the oblong hole, making sure only to finger tighten for now. Insert the square tube that's crimped on each end into the square hole, making sure the flat edge faces the vertical truss brace. Take the two gable halves that are flat at the bottom, line them up in the center, and secure the hardware. Line the holes in the screen with the holes in the vent. Place on the front side of the gable and secure the hardware on the back. Take the short square tube and place a cap into each end. Place the square tube onto the gable, making sure these dimpled holes rest against the gable and the dimpled hole in the center is at the bottom of the gable. Now secure the tube to the gable with the hardware. Take the two gable halves that have a curve in the bottom, line them up in the center, and secure the hardware. Line the holes in the screen with the holes in the vent. Place on the front side of the gable and secure with the hardware on the back. Take the other square tube with dimpled holes and insert a cap into each end. Place the tube onto the gable so the dimpled holes are against the gable and the dimpled hole in the center is at the bottom of the gable. Secure the tube to the gable, starting with the center two holes first. Then finish securing through the oblong holes. Take a left door, which is the one with the Lifetime logo, and line up these holes in the tube with these holes in the door. Then insert the tube into the bottom of the door, making sure to leave a few inches hanging out at the end. Insert the cap into the end of the tube, then finish sliding until it's flush with the bottom of the door. Place a latch bracket on the front of the door over these holes, making sure it's oriented like this and only finger tightening for now. On the back side of the door, locate these divots at the top and bottom, then drill them out with the provided drill bit, only going through the first layer of metal. On the bottom of the door, place a spacer on top of the holes that you just drilled out, making sure you can read the word down. Place a lock on top of the spacer, oriented like this, and then secure the self-tapping screws. Repeat these steps at the top of the door, except this time you want to make sure the spacer reads up. Connect the two halves of the handle. Place on the front side of the door and secure the hardware on the back. This shed comes with two sets of hinge tubes, a shorter set and a longer set. For this step, you'll need the shorter hinge tube. On the opposite edge of the door, insert the hinge tube into the door, making sure to leave a few inches hanging out on each end. On the back side of the door, locate this groove around the window and add the butyl tape going all the way around. Remove the plastic film from both sides of the window. Then place the window on top of the butyl tape, making sure to line up the holes in the window with the divots in the door. Then secure the hardware. Repeat the previous steps for the other left door, except this time you want to use the longer hinge tube. Take a right door and line up the holes in the tube with the holes in the door. Then slide the tube into the door, making sure to leave a few inches hanging out at the end. Insert the cap into the end of the tube. Then finish sliding until it's flush with the end of the door. Secure the tube into place by inserting the self-tapping screw into this divot on the back side of the door. Attach the locking hardware to the front of the door in this order.
Connect the two halves of the handle together. Place on the front side of the door and secure the hardware on the back. When adding the long screws, make sure you add them to this bracket oriented like this. On the opposite edge of the door, insert the other long hinge tube, making sure to leave a few inches hanging out on either end. On the back side of the door, locate this groove around the window and add the butyl tape going all the way around. Remove the plastic film from both sides of the window. Then place the window on top of the butyl tape, making sure to line the holes in the window with the divots in the door. Then secure the hardware. Repeat the previous steps with the other right door, except this time you'll use the shorter hinge tube. This shed comes with 4 floor panels. They may come folded, so you'll need to unfold them like this. Arrange the floor panels like this, then connect them together by lifting one panel at an angle, interlocking the tabs, and setting it back down. For this shed model, the orientation of the center 2 panels is important. We want to make sure that these 2 circular holes are not on the center seam. Secure the floor panels together by inserting a screw into each divot along each seam. One set of doors will go on either long edge, and one set of doors will go on either short edge. Decide what edge you want your doors on and add a strike plate to those edges. We'll be adding our doors to these edges. Place the strike plate over this cutout and secure the hardware. Take all the regular wall panels labeled AHD and add a wall support to the center channel, making sure that the 2 holes that are close together go at the top of the panel. Line up the holes with the divots and secure the hardware. Take the corner panel labeled AGY and add a wall support to the channel on the right, making sure the two holes that are close together are at the bottom of the panel. Take the corner panel labeled AGN and add a wall support to the left side, making sure the two holes that are close together are at the top of the panel. Take the corner panel labeled AGL and add a wall support to the channel on the right, making sure the two holes that are close together are at the top of the panel. Take the corner panel labeled AGW and add a wall support to the channel on the left, making sure the two holes that are close together are at the bottom of the panel. On the back side of the window wall panel, locate this groove around the window and add the butyl tape all the way around. Remove the plastic film from both sides of the window. Then place the window on top of the butyl tape, making sure these notches line up with the divots in the panel. Repeat the previous steps for the other window wall panel. On the window wall panel labeled BDI, add a wall support to the channel on the right, making sure that the two holes that are close together are at the bottom of the panel. Take the window wall panel labeled BDH and add a wall support to the channel on the left, making sure that the two holes that are close together go at the top of the panel. On the long edge where you added the strike plate, insert the tabs at the bottom of the window panel labeled BDI into the third and fourth cutout from this corner. Slide the panel towards the strike plate to lock it in place. I'm comfortable tapping it with my foot, but if you're not, use a block and a rubber mallet. Add these tabs at the bottom of the corner panel labeled AGW to these cutouts, then slide it towards the corner to lock it in place. Lean the corner panel away from the floor, fold it in half, line the tabs in the bottom with the cutouts on the floor, and apply downward pressure to lock it into place. If you're having a difficult time getting the tabs to lock into place the block under each tab individually and apply downward pressure.
Make sure that the panels are level at the top, then secure the panels together through the 5 holes. Add 2 regular wall panels labeled AHD to this short edge, then slide it towards the previous corner panel to lock it in place. Add the corner panel labeled AGL to this corner using the same method as the first corner. Now add 3 wall panels labeled AHD to this edge. Add the corner panel labeled AGN to this corner. Add the corner panel labeled AGY to this corner. Add the window panel labeled BDH next to the previous corner. In each opening, locate these round holes and insert the bushing from the underside going up. Lift the gable that has a flat bottom onto this wall, line the holes with the divots, and secure the hardware. On each of the roof panels, including the triangular roof panels, you may need to clear the excess plastic in these 3 holes. You can use a Phillips head screwdriver, or I like to use a Phillips head bit in my drill. Take a truss assembly and put the notched end into this cutout on the front and the normal side into the cutout on the back wall. While you continue to hold the truss, have someone else slide a roof panel over the gable and into the gutter channel. You'll know the roof panel is in the correct position when the alignment nub rests in this notch. Secure the roof panel to the truss through the bottom 2 holes. Then secure to the gable through the bottom 2 holes. Then secure to the wall panel through these 4 holes. If you're having a difficult time getting things to line up, click on this link here to see a video on how to properly align roof panels. Add a roof support to this notch in the gable and truss, making sure you start with the square end. Now, finish securing the roof through the 2 holes on the gable and 1 on the truss. Repeat this process on the opposite side of the shed. On the short edge, add the doors that have the longer hinge tubes. Add the hinge tube of the left door into the bushing, making sure the hole in the hinge tube lines up with the slit in the bushing. Add the cotter pin from the outside going in, then flare the other end to lock it in place. Repeat this process for the door on the right, again making sure it's the longer hinge tube. Make sure the doors are closed, then add the larger gable on top of the hinge tubes. Make sure that the design lines up, then secure the gable to the wall on the back. Add a truss and 2 roof panels using the same method as the other side of the shed. Take this center truss assembly and place this end to the cutout on the back wall. Rotate the assembly up, lining the holes in the support bar with these holes in the gutter channels. Then secure the hardware. Now add 2 roof panels to the back wall using the same method as the other roof panels. Now add the doors with the shorter hinge tubes using the same method as the first set of doors. Close the doors, Then add the small gable on top of the hinge tubes, making sure that this tab rests inside of the gutter channels. Make sure that the truss rests in this notch in the gable, then secure the L bracket to the gable. Add the drainage plates to these locations here, making sure they're oriented like this, and secure the hardware. Take the large angled roof piece and fold these tabs up. Then place on top of the gable in this location. Secure the large angled roof piece to the truss and gable. Now secure the drainage plate to the roof through these holes here. Place the small angled roof panel on top of the larger one and secure through these two holes. Place the triangle roof panels in these locations here, making sure they lay flush. Now secure these panels with our hardware, making sure to be careful going through the one that goes through all three. Take a skylight piece, bend it slightly, take an end cap, place it on one side, take a middle connector and place it on the other end. Place this on top of the roof, making sure the end cap goes over the gable. Secure the end cap to the gable through these two divots. Now secure the skylight through these two holes closest to the gable, being very careful not to over tighten the hardware. Take another skylight piece and add a middle connector to one end. Insert the other end into the connector of the previous panel. This step may be difficult, but be patient. Repeat this process for the next skylight. Repeat the previous step, except this time you'll be using an end cap. Now, secure the end cap to the gable through these two dimples. Now, you can secure the skylight to each roof panel through the open holes. On the doors along the 8-foot edge, add the gap flaps oriented like this. On the back wall, add the clips to these holes, making sure that the arrow is pointing up. There are 3 height settings you can choose for the shelf. Those are indicated by these divots here. This shed comes with 2 shelves. If you want the most clearance for the shelves, you want to choose the highest setting and the lowest setting. Add the triangle shelf brackets to these slits in the 2 center wall supports at the heights you chose. Insert the screw anchors into the divots in the corner panels at the heights you chose for the shelf. Then add the angled shelf brackets on top of the screw anchors that you just added, making sure to add the hardware through the oblong holes. If the shelves aren't already unfolded, unfold them, and on the underside, add the shelf support tubes to the channels. If you're adding both shelves, add the top shelf first, making sure the word front is facing on the inside of the shed. Line up the holes in the brackets with the divots on the shelf and secure it with 2 screws each.
It may be helpful to have someone on the outside pushing on the wall panel to line up the holes better.
This shed comes with 6 wall hooks. They can go anywhere throughout the shed in these recesses. Next, you need to make sure that the doors are level. Click on this link here to see a video, or refer to your manual in section 11 to see how to properly level your doors. If you have additional questions on how to level your doors, please feel free to reach out to our customer service team at the number below. Now that the doors are level, go inside, have someone lock the door behind you, and tighten the hardware that we left loose on the left door. This section goes over how to anchor your shed to its foundation. Since we're inside, we're not going to be able to do that, but it's important that you do, so refer to your manual in section 12 to see how to properly anchor your shed to its foundation. Thank you for watching this video on how to assemble your lifetime 10-foot by 8-foot dual entry outdoor storage shed. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up. For more content like this, subscribe to our channel. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to our customer service team and check out our other amazing products at lifetime.com.